What's going on, everybody? Pope here, and I want to help you sound smarter at parties. Whenever that becomes a thing again. This new series, Pope Explains, will consist of very simple and dirty videos. They'll be very quick. And I hope to keep it as simple and dirty as possible, kind of like my DMs before I got married. Today, I want to give you a short history of horror movies, where they started, why they exist, all that fun stuff. So, in my life, 3 movies have scared me absolutely shitless. The original Pet Sematary, Hereditary, which, like a lot of the things I mentioned, you can actually click the card and see our analysis of, and lastly, Man's Best Friend, which is a movie about a literal dog that kills people. It terrified me when I was a kid. Also, I want to give a side note on Man's Best Friend. My parents did not allow me to watch it when I was a kid. They were actually watching it inside, and they told me to go outside and play, and I watched part of it through the window, and that's why I saw it. So don't blame them. That was on me, and I paid for it. Okay, so this is going to be a massive oversimplification of this topic, but you should expect it because I'm Pope. I mean, if you've ever heard me, you know. So where did horror movies start? Well, the truth is, they started with horror books. The works of people like Poe and Stoker, written long before the time of moving pictures on screen. When silent films became a thing, these were some of the first films adapted. Movies such as Nosferatu, which was silent and black and white. Another early highlight was Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, although apparently that's lost. It's considered a lost movie. How do you lose a whole fucking movie? Did the hard drive get erased? Oh. Hi, Nick. Awkward. There was also a ton of international stuff as well. I don't really have space here to get into it, but I want it publicly stated that Japan does horror right, as made evident by more recent films like The Grudge and The Ring. Also, the One Piece movies. Later on, horror went less art and more camp, and most movies weren't that scary, but that changed with George Romero. He revolutionized zombie horror with zombies that were fast and deadly. May he rest in peace. In the 80s, horror movies made a comeback, notably with the slasher genre and psychological horror as well, like the aforementioned Pet Sematary, which definitely does have some elements of body horror and zombie horror, but it's very psychological. In the modern day, we've succeeded in removing almost all taboos from horror, and the movies that are actually scary are way scary, like Hereditary, which pretty much turned me into a lump of quivering Pope. There are a bunch of great films in this vein, from Midsommar to The Witch and beyond. That's all I have for this subject, but I'd love to know, what movies scare you? Should I watch them? Should I take a video of my crying myself to sleep in fear? Your call. I am but a humble servant. Until next time.